it may be known as a gentleman's game, but what is happening in Bangladesh media may upset several cricket fans and Indians as well. Poking fun at India's series defeat at the hands of Bangladesh, a leading newspaper of the country produced an advertisement of a cutter in which Indian cricketers are seen standing with their heads half-shaven. The photograph has emerged in a leading newspaper called Prathom Alo. Young Bangladeshi bowler Mustafizur Rahman, who caused quite a bit of a trouble to Indian batsmen on the field, is shown endorsing the cutter, symbolizing his off-cutters. And the Indian players are holding banners which read, "We have used it, you can use it too." Strong reactions, meanwhile, have followed, criticizing the mock ads as distasteful and again, the spirit of the game being questioned. Now, this insult, though, comes after a long line of acrimonious incidents between the two countries. It all started in the World Cup, where India beat Bangladesh in the quarter-finals, leaving the Bangladesh team and fans very unhappy with a couple of umpiring decisions. Soon after then, ICC President Mustafa Kamal and N. Srinivasan's very public spat regarding the trophy presentation created more ill will in Bangladesh for Indian cricket. Then, before the recent series, a parody of the famous Moka Moka ad was made in Bangladesh as they looked to seek revenge. In the recent series as well, Dhoni was fined for pushing Bangladesh's young pacer Mustafizur Rahman, with the bowler too docking his match fee. Indian superfan Sudhir Gautam, who travels regularly with the team, was also attacked by unruly fans after India's second loss in the series. All right, so we are asking you that question. Team India ridiculed. Are you offended by this ad, which is largely being seen as highly distasteful and against the sporting spirit there? Our first caller is Mr. Bhattacharya. He's on the phone line with us. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon to all India Today family. I am Mr. Prajit Bhattacharya, Durgapur, West Bengal. No, never. It's not an ambush. Bangladesh at present is a very powerful team in the world cricket, and to see Bangladesh as a weak team is nothing more than stupidity.
But you know, Mr. Bhattacharya, that's not the question. Nobody's taking away the credibility of Bangladesh as a team. It is about this particular advertisement, which clearly is in bad taste. What about the sporting spirit? What about the cliches of a gentleman's game? Appreciate you joining us there. We're going to keep taking our calls live. We're going to give out our numbers there. Do keep calling. And the question we ask you is, it's not about the credibility. We're not looking at the Bangladesh team or calling it weak or anything like that, like Mr. Bhattacharya was suggesting. The question we're putting out there is, in this particular ad, do we think it's distasteful? Do we think it insults the sport of cricket as well? Our next caller, Abhijit, on the phone line with us. Go ahead. Yes, Abhijit, go ahead.
मैम मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि अगर पाकिस्तान यहाँ बांग्लादेश से अगर हार के आया था, तो इंडिया के लिए इस तरह का व्यवहार और पाकिस्तान के लिए क्या उन लोगों का क्या व्यवहार हुआ होगा?
अभिजीत, I'm unable to understand. हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं. ये we are not talking about the game. Once again, we want to tell our viewers, we are not talking about the game. We are not talking about the series. Bangladesh won it fair square. They were a better team and they won the series. What we are talking about is this particular ad, which made it to national newspapers in Bangladesh, insulting the Indian cricket team. Our next caller is Dave from Haridwar. Go ahead, Dave.
Ma'am, good afternoon. I just want to say that this is not a good idea what the Bangladesh has done. We cannot use the Indian cricket player face directly on their advertisement. I think here the ICC or maybe BCCI should complain to ICC regarding this, using the face of the Indian cricketer on their newspaper. Everything is fair what I have done, but using directly the face of the Indian cricketer player on the ad and showing like it's very bad thing.
It does.
I think from ICC disciplinary committee should go and look after this matter.
All right, so the BCCI should take offense. We should take action against this. Appreciate you joining us. David does raise pertinent questions there, because this clearly goes against the spirit of the game. Like we say, the cliches of cricket, it is a gentleman's game, but what we're witnessing is completely different. Nobody's taking away Bangladesh's victory from them. They've earned it. They were a better team after all. But is this justified? All right, Mr. Aminur Bulbul, former Bangladesh captain, is with us on the phone line right now. You know, Mr. Bulbul, appreciate you joining us. There's only one question a lot of Indian fans would want to ask you. What was the need of this? Do you think it was necessary? Your country had already won the series.
Actually, they played good cricket, that's for sure. But also, we must have respect for India because India is always helping in the field and off the field as well. So we must have some respect for Indian team too.
All right. So, Mr. Bulbul, you do feel that this was in bad taste. I'd also like to bring in Shivani, my colleague, who's, of course, been tracking the story very closely. You know, Shivani, like Mr. Bulbul said, that they should have maybe respected the sentiments of what was going on there. Do you want to maybe take a question with Mr. Bulbul?
Yeah, what I would like to ask is that should the Bangladesh Cricket Board actually speak to the newspaper and maybe ask for an apology, because you know, this is not just about a comment that is being made. This is also Indian players' faces being defaced. Of course, you know, if one of these individuals decides, they can actually even sue the paper. I believe that is possible because you're defacing somebody's picture. But do you feel, sir, that the Bangladesh Cricket Board should step in?
Obviously, they're talking about the newspaper. They have some contribution for cricket in Bangladesh, and they're very much leading newspaper in Bangladesh. But at the same time, this is I must say that this is a huge mistake by them because, as I said, that they must put some respect to players like all the established Indian cricketers. And Bangladesh Cricket it's totally up to Bangladesh Cricket Board and how they're taking this matter. But I think this is a serious matter because, as I said, that Indian cricket team is not only helping in the field, they help us a lot off the field also to develop Bangladesh cricket.
And also, do you feel that with a resurgent team, a lot of young players coming forward, you know, do you think a lot of the seniors should talk to the team, even the support staff? Because we saw a lot of ill will that has developed between the two sides ever since that World Cup loss, you know, in the quarterfinals. Is there sentiment that is ruling which is against Indian cricket right now?
Actually, I think this is very immature thing. If they continue thinking about what had happened in the World Cup, that was a past match. It was all gone. It's all our history now. We should think current and future. And as I said that a lot of young players, I think few of the players, not few of the players, the whole bunch should continue learn about the cricket side, because this cricket is not playing in the field. It's off the field also to be a cricketer. So we need to learn many things as well.
Appreciate you joining us, sir. Appreciate your sentiment there. Well, that is the sentiment which is at least shared by the Indian cricket fans, that maybe some kind of respect should have been shown, some kind of a sporting spirit. You won the series fair and square. You were a better team, but is this right? Our next caller, Rajesh, joins us. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I want to say is, and perhaps we are forgetting, is there was another ad before the series where some kind of a bamboo was being shown, if you all will remember. So this is seems to be kind of a highly immature on the part of Bangladesh and its press. There was an ad showing a Pakistani and a Indian, and they were.
No, I understand, sir, but but those were fans as well. But here you're actually taking the entire cricket team, the Indian cricket team there, who've lost a series. But we appreciate what you're saying. Thank you for joining us. Our next caller is Punita. She joins us from Mumbai. Go ahead, Punita.
Yeah, first of all, this is expected from Bangladesh because they are very poor losers. We saw it in the World Cup. Secondly, I hope all the IPL owners keep this in mind and ensure that none of them get a place in the IPL team, especially SRK.
But, Punita, how will that, change anything? Because these are not cricketers, Bangladeshi cricketers who put this ad out. Why should they be penalized? But once again, thank you for joining us. We are taking your call lives there. The question that we're putting out, nobody has taken away Bangladesh's victory for them. They were the better team. They won fair and square. But was it right to put an ad like that in their national leading newspaper, insulting not just Indian cricketers, but the spirit of the game as well? Vijay from Delhi joins us. Yes, Vijay, what do you have to say?
I got a couple of points to mention. First thing is that, this is my personal view, that Bangladeshis have proved to be bad losers. Now they're becoming irresponsible winners, number one. Second thing is that I do agree that the Bangladeshi team must not be doing this. The most important thing that we are unable to see, which we are supposed to see, is the role of Jamati
Islamic radicals in the Bangladeshi society, which are totally against the Indians and the Indian society. This has got links with
Right.
Pakistan, and these are the things which are coming up in the picture.
All
Third,
right.
but not the least, the ICC is supposed to...
I right now appreciate you joining us, sir, but, we'd like to limit it to the discussion here. We'd like to limit, our callers who are joining us to the question that we are asking them pertaining to this particular advertisement. We don't want to delve into society. We don't want to pass judgment on anything else, but just to this one particular advertisement that has come in the leading national daily in Bangladesh. Ayub is our next caller, and he joins us from Hyderabad. Yes, Ayub.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, Ayub. Go ahead.
Madam, one thing I want to tell is that this Bangladeshi government and Bangladeshi Cricket Board has to come forward and apologize for this ad. And our BCCI has to take the strong action against Bangladeshi Cricket Board in ICC Cricket World Cup.
All right.
They have done this small thing and
Right.
this cunning thing against Indian cricket teams.
So basically, what you're saying is that we need to seek an apology, and an apology needs to be given by the Bangladeshi Cricket Board on this particular advertisement. But let's get in a word from senior journalist from Bangladesh. We have Mr. Kareem there on the phone line with us. Mr. Kareem, quite heartbreaking for many Indian cricket fans. Nobody's taking away Bangladesh's victory for them. You were a better team, you won fair and square. But what was the need for something like that?
I think the picture was so humiliating for Bangladesh also because that was the game India and Bangladesh played. Whatever the result is, but I think it should not be made tough in cartoon and publish it.
Mr. Kareem, if you're saying it's been humiliating for both, and I understand, sir, if you're saying that it's been humiliating for both India and Bangladesh, then what is stopping the BCCI to actually, not the Bangladesh Cricket Board, to actually step in and maybe withdraw this advertisement and possibly issue a clarification?
Sorry?
The Bangladesh Cricket Board, sir, do you not reckon it should step in, maybe withdraw the advertisement, issue a clarification, put the matter to rest?
I think the Bangladesh Cricket Board should ask to clarify why they published started cartoon in their newspaper.
All right, Mr. Kareem, appreciate you joining us, sir. Our next caller, Sham Sundar, is from Bangalore. He's on the phone line with us. Yes, Sham, go ahead.
Yeah, it's actually Bangladesh, whoever have done this, they lost whatever they have won. Because it is so immature that I think they are satisfied with this one series win. And they don't want to aim high, probably.
All right.
It's too immature, and either the Indian board should ask, or whatever it is, the Bangladesh cricket counterparts to take proper action. And it is in very bad taste.
Yes.
Whoever wins or loses, they should be gracious in it.
All right.
And particularly it has shown that this team, even though they have got laurels in the country, the media people who have done this, they have lost this opportunity. Please.
Appreciate you joining us, sir. Ankita is now our next caller. She's from Lucknow. Yes, Ankita, have your say. Ankita, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost Ankita as well, but I'd like to bring in immediately right now my colleague Shivani. She's in the studio with me, and maybe she'd give us a larger understanding for our viewers right now on what the history has been over the last couple of months. Shivani, there have been various incidents starting right from the World Cup, but nothing quite justifies this.
Oh, absolutely not. I think the newspaper in its overzealous aim to mock the Indian team has crossed a line clearly, because this is not just an opinion and a comment being posted. This is a picture where actual Indian players have been shown half shaven. This is just not done, and the players, I think, individually as well can take offense to this. While Bangladesh's exploits in the bilateral series have been applauded by one and all, they've got a lot of support from India itself. We are noticing that there is an ugly side of fans' behavior that is coming out. We saw that during the series. We saw that in the last few incidents that have happened that have created animosity between fans perhaps, but nothing quite justifies what has happened by a leading newspaper in Bangladesh to do this. You know, it only incites fan behavior. It only, you know, leads to more.
Yes,
it leads to more ugly comments on social media. There's just absolutely no need for this.
Well, let's get in our next caller, Shivani. We have Raj who's joining us from Kolkata. Yes, Raj. Sorry, Rai Chaudhary. Yes, Mr. Rai Chaudhary.
Okay, just wanted to remind that Mocha incident.
Right.
That had preceded that. I think if our media also had been quite strong at that time, bringing that up, which had insulted the sort of essence of Bangladesh, which they felt it. I noticed in their media at that time. The Mocha, we shouldn't forget. That was quite insulting for them.
But you know, I understand what you're saying, but Mocha, that advertisement. Yes.
First of all, it was just a series of commercials, and actually
there were no players involved. We didn't see any players.
There were no players involved. They didn't have any players mocking another team or defacing of any cricketers. It was a fan expression of fan sentiment. And I mean, if one wants to take offense to that, they
stay
can.
with me. Just, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm coming in. But who we have right now, we have Mr. Nanu. He's selector, or one of the selectors for Team Bangladesh. Mr. Nanu, you know, do you reckon maybe the Bangladesh Cricket Board needs to come in right now? Maybe the advertisement needs to be withdrawn, a clarification given out, because it does show, you know, it's in bad taste. That's what most people are saying.
Hello.
Mr. Nanu, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Mr. Nanu, what do you make of this advertisement? Because nobody's taking away the victory of Bangladesh, but this is humiliating.
Yeah, this is victory was so excited to the people. That's why the fan was reacted about this. So I don't think so. We have a very good relation in the sports mind in India and Bangladesh. So we always see that everything is.
But Mr. Nanu, this is not a picture posted by a fan. This is not a tweet. This is not a Facebook post. This is an advertisement in a leading Bangladeshi newspaper, sir. There's a difference.
But this is not in the newspaper. It's a magazine. It's like, you know, that's. But we don't think so. This is very important issue that they wrote down there. So we see as sportingly that India and Bangladesh is a very good relation. So I don't think so this will be anything goes wrong.
Mr. Nanu, this is Shivani Gupta from the studio. If I can just ask you, do you feel the Bangladesh Cricket Board should at least issue some sort of a statement condemning this kind of advertisement or a mock cartoon that has been published in the leading newspaper?
But this is I don't know. This is the first time I heard that is something wrote about this. So I don't think so. Both people also don't know about this. So you can ask about this to our CEO, so that he can clarify this thing.
That's right. We're also, of course, trying to get reactions from the Bangladesh Cricket Board's top hierarchy as well. But obviously,
you can ask our Cricket Board CEO. Then he can tell you that.
But you would say that this is in bad taste. That this was not required. It goes a little too far, crosses the line.
Yeah. This is I don't think so, because this is the first time I heard from you people that they wrote down. I didn't see this. So that's why I always see everything is very sportingly that India and Bangladesh.
I understand, sir. So that is why, you know, that's why it's been so humiliating for especially Indian cricket fans, because Bangladesh won fair and square, and there was no need for this. And this is one of your leading publications that's carried this particular advertisement, so that also pretty much accentuates the humiliation there. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Nanu. We'd keep trying to get reactions from the Bangladesh Cricket Board. Our next caller is from Nagpur. Gordon is on the phone line with us. Go ahead, Gordon. Yes, Gordon, go ahead.
Yes, I actually like to say is, the first and foremost, the action taken by the newspaper of Bangladesh is deploring and derivative, not in a sense as the cricketers of India, because Indian cricketers are the cricketers who are very passionate about the cricket, and Bangladesh people as such, if they have done it with the sense of creating humiliation not only to our cricketers but to the nation as whole.
Right.
I hope the administrator of BCCI, ICC takes notes
right.
for the activities that are happening
We should take note and maybe at least express displeasure. Appreciate you joining us, Gordon. Shivani, that's the question I want to ask you. You know, we can ask the Bangladesh Cricket Board to step in. We can, you know, maybe ask them to tender in an apology, withdraw the advertisement, give out a clarification. But how are we taking this particular advertisement? Are we ignoring it? What is the official word on that?
I believe the BCCI is, I think by now, aware of this. We're trying to get a reaction from the BCCI. They haven't quite responded. But if I can just give you a bit of a background, Jagmohan Dalmia, the BCCI president, had actually spoken to India Today exclusively a few weeks ago, and he had said he wants good relationships with his, you know, with all countries which have been on edge, especially with Pakistan or Bangladesh, and especially with subcontinent countries. And Mustafa Kamal, who's a leading politician in Bangladesh and a BCB official, he was the ICC president and was in a very public spat with N. Srinivasan at the time. He had in fact come to Calcutta as well, you know, kind of leaving behind the episode that happened regarding the World Cup trophy presentation, and signaling that it's been left in the past and they want to have good relationships with Indian board. But I don't think that the board will overreact on this. Perhaps you know, they will leave it to the Bangladesh Cricket Board to come out and maybe condemn this. I don't know whether they can, you know, take this ad back because this is not by them, but they can at least condemn it.
And maybe the BCCI will bring it to their notice.
Yeah.
Appreciate you joining us, Shivani. What we're going to do is we're going to take our last caller from Vizag. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. As far as I am concerned, this is only simply the act of arrogance. And once winning a series doesn't mean to comment on other people.
Right. Appreciate, yes. That's a sentiment that has been shared by many who've been calling us. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Well, it is an act of arrogance, there is one of the callers stating that. But more than anything else, it's not about victory, it's not about defeat, it's about the spirit of the game, and that was defeated by this particular advertisement. Appreciate Shivani for joining us and all our viewers for